All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Digital Dealer Know Before You Go session. My name is York Schwab. I am the Group Show Director over at Digital Dealer. I wanted to welcome everyone to this webinar. Moving to the agenda, what we're going to cover today. There we go. We're doing the introduction right now. We're going to look at the show overview, some key locations at MGM Grand, run through our exhibitor services manual, look at the exhibitor hub, look at our digital dealer conference app, some points for planning your trip, and then we will have an open Q&A. Want to start with some of the important dates for the show. Move-in begins on Monday, October the 7th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Of course, if there's any special requests, please contact show management. Our registration hours are Monday, October the 7th from about lunchtime through 5:30, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, beginning at 8 a.m., running through 5:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then ending at 11 on Thursday. And then our show day hours from 10:20 to 5:40, 8 to 5:30, and 8 to 11 on the last day. And our move out day is Thursday, October the 10th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. I would like to now hand things over to Helen Yu, who is our operations manager, and she will take us the rest of the way.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. I just wanted to review the entire program and just light overview of everything for you, including key locations where the Digital Dealer Conference and Expo will be located, layout of the registration, where the Freeman Service Desk will be, and office, and so forth. So this is an overview of the MGM Grand Complex. It's kind of hard to know unless you're very familiar with the property. This will be the main entrance to the hotel. A lot of the taxis, Ubers, and all of that will drop off here. Front desk right in as you enter the lobby. And then the conference center is located here near the pool complex. So it's a very big property, so make sure that you wear comfortable shoes, and there's plenty of good directionals, so just look out for the signs. This is the layout of the MGM Grand Conference Center. We're very lucky to be located on the first floor of the conference center. We'll be entering through this walkway here, coming up, and to the left will be our MGM Grand Ballroom, where our expo will be held. The pre-function area is where the registration will be. Our sales office, where you can renew your booths for next year, will be in room 101. Our conference and keynote will be all taking place in the Boulevard Ballroom. And our Wednesday night Digital Dealer Social will be taking place in the Terrace Ballroom down here in the brown. Here is the current layout of our expo hall. Again, it's in the Grand Ballroom. As you can see, we have centrally located the speed networking area, as well as stage 1, as well as Innovation Lounge. Our exhibitor resources page on our website is going to be your treasure chest of all the information you may want to find or look into. If you go into our website, there is a link to Conference and Expo, and exhibitor sources will be listed under exhibitor information. In it, you'll find all these tabs with additional information that you may find helpful in planning your booth success at the Digital Dealer. And in it, you will also find a hub for the exhibitor hub. And once you log in, you can go in and edit your company description, contact information, link to the website, your product categories, any press releases, products, so specials, and so forth. There are tasks that need to be completed, and there's links there too, but it's also explained in the exhibitor services manual. There is a link to this, and we will certainly have this link available for you through that exhibitor resources page. But the Exhibitor Services Manual is your one-stop shop for all the information you could possibly want. It includes all of the important vendors that we use, the links to their online form or their email, so you can reach out to them directly and order your services. Our primary source of information or ordering will be done through Freeman online, which is here. This is what you'll see for the Digital Dealer Show. You can order floor covering, additional furniture, booth deco, any number of things. Our other major vendor will be the MGM Grand Exhibitor Services portal, where you can order catering, you can order AV, you can order anything like power, air, if needed be, any special needs. So between Freeman and MGM Grand, you'll find most of your needs met through there. Exhibitor Services Manual also has a handy deadline reminders. We have passed most of these, but discount deadline is coming up for MGM Grand, so make sure you order your electrical booth cleaning, internet, audiovisual, and rigging in advance if those applies to your booth. The other items that's due, of course, is the deadline for shipment to the Freeman warehouse is coming up on October 1st. After October 1st, there is a late surcharge, so you want to make sure that they get received before October 1st. Other items that may or may not apply to you are hanging sign approval. We do only allow hanging signs from the ceiling, the rig signs, for booths that are 400 square feet or larger and an island. So please keep that in mind. Exhibitor appointed contractor. If you have a contractor that's coming in to build your booth or take your booth down or help you set up your booth, they do need to be designated in the appropriate form and in the portal. Any booth variants, and this is very unlikely, but if you have any variances to your booth setup, please complete the booth variance form so we can review it, make sure that they're in compliance, and we can make exceptions as needed in advance to your arrival. Know before you arrive to show site, make sure you've already submitted your certificate of insurance as an exhibitor, that you've coordinated your hotel and travel needs, and you have registered your booth personnel under the exhibitor portal, and have updated the exhibitor profile. You just want to make sure you maximize your exposure with your products, as well as submitting your EAC designation form if necessary, if you're using an EAC. Other things that are just highlights are things like the freight and delivery. You can ship your items directly to the Freeman warehouse up to October 1st without late surcharge, or directly to the show site. We typically don't recommend that you ship things to the show site unless you're very tight on deadlines, only because the hotel does have a lot of docks, and a lot of times FedEx or UPS or DHL, they tend to get lost and delivered to the incorrect dock, and oftentimes they're closed during the weekends, and they're locked up, and so it can cause a lot of delays and sometimes some frustration if it's delivered incorrectly to the wrong location, which is not necessarily anybody's fault other than the delivery person getting to the wrong dock. So if at all possible, please deliver to the warehouse, even if it's late. The other little highlight is just the move-in process and move-out process. Again, this isn't all in detail in the Exhibitor Services Manual. I invite you to check that out. Click on the links, find information. You can always do a quick search and find for any keywords to find any pertinent information. It is a treasure trove of information, so please look for it. Just another quick reminder about the hotel. EventSphere is our designated official housing partner. They are the only ones. If you book within the hotel block that we've allocated with EventSphere, that allows us to continue to provide good hotel rooms and at great hotel group rates, as well as any communications that might happen. Parking at MGM Grand is at a fee, and MGM Grand has designated areas where you can load your your items from your personal vehicles. That is called POV. That does not include any big box trucks or such. But we have specific areas for that. So be sure to reach out to us in advance for that. Rideshare and taxis are very great. Again, MGM Grand is a very large complex. So if you're checking in and staying at the MGM Grand, I would invite you to stay at the main or park at the main parking garage and walk in. But you can also be dropped off directly at the conference center. City Resources, Digital Dealers being hosted in Las Vegas, which is very exciting city with lots of entertaining and dining options. So please keep that in mind and utilize those services. Business Center, FedEx is on site at the conference center as well as they have a little kiosk at the front desk. So make sure to utilize them for your business needs. And then finally, I'd like to invite you to Shelly Demery, who is with our apps, and she's going to start introducing you to our features and any information that you might need on site.
Thank you so much, Helen. I will take over the screen share, if I may.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you much. All right, so let me go ahead and get that sharing. Perfect. So there is a super convenient, handy app that you will keep in your pocket on your phone, up to date, and keeping you super connected. But there is kind of a pre-step that we strongly encourage you to take that allows you to keep all of your conversations and meetings and kind of business on the go with you. So an email went out this morning for what we call a welcome email. It basically sent out the URL of this kind of web platform, as well as your login credentials. So in that email, if you click on the button that will take you to the platform, you'll end up creating a password for yourself. We just use a one-time kind of like authentication that it's you. And then from there, you'll make a login for yourself that will then be the same for the entire kind of mobile app web platform process. So once you create your account, you'll enter into this web platform where you'll do a very quick onboarding. It's going to show you everything that's already on your profile based on what's entered during the registration process. If you need to change anything, you can pop in, make those changes, and continue. You've got a couple more prompts. These are kind of preferences and settings, but there's one kind of bonus screen I do want to call to your attention. The first person from your team, from your company that logs into our web platform will create the team. And this is a super, super important step. The earlier, the better. So if you see the screen, leave that toggle turned on. What that will do is it will kind of create a little sticky fly lamp that as attendees and participants start to engage with you, your company's profile, those show specials, the press releases, all that engagement will kind of feed into your inbound lead funnel. And this is entirely based on like the digital platform. So this is separate of your lead retrieval. This is people engaging with your company, your team, and everything associated with that. So a really, really, really valuable opportunity to see who's engaging with all of those different profiles and be able to act on them appropriately by booking meetings, connecting, that sort of thing. So if you are person number one from your team, you'll get this bonus screen. If not, that's okay. Someone beat you to the punch, totally fine. You'll see that My Team in the top right corner, which will be kind of your indicator that it's already done. So again, if you're person number one, just enter a name. It's not going to replace your company's name. It's just to kind of give your team a name. Internal doesn't show to anyone, but just a quick thing to add there. And then you will be all set to rock and roll. Just really quickly, if you ever need to go back and change what's on your personal profile, you can go back and do that. Again, it's those same kind of fields that you saw when you first logged in, but if you need to make changes later in the show, you can. The other thing you can do is block out your availability. If you know that you're not going to be available to take meetings for kind of a significant portion of time, just to prevent the back and forth rescheduling, totally optional, definitely not necessary, but it's nice if you know that you will definitively be away from your booth or joining like a day late, leaving a day early, that kind of thing. So a couple things just to make your life easy, but definitely not a required configuration by any means. Once you've saved those changes, you'll end up looking at the homepage. We're going to focus on that My Team section. This is going to be your virtual office space for you and your colleagues. What you'll be able to do from here is kind of manage your your team's and your company's kind of digital experience for the attendee kind of facing things. So in this case, like this first tab, I'll be able to see my colleagues and I's meetings. From here, I can create new meetings if I want to. What you'll be able to do is enter who's hosting the meeting. So you can book on behalf of your colleagues if maybe you don't have as much availability, but your colleague does. Once you enter the rep and the person you're looking to meet with, it will show you everything that's mutually available for both of you. Something to note is that there is what we call a pending meeting limit. This is to prevent kind of haphazard spray and pray approach. So please be thoughtful with those invitations. It's not a limit as to how many meetings you can take. It's how many invitations you can have outstanding at any given time. So as those invites get responded to or like an accepted or declined or reschedule, that will kind of refill your bank back up to 30. So just bear in mind, as you send those invitations, these numbers will reflect how many meeting invites you've got outstanding. Similar to a standard kind of Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Microsoft Calendar, filled in meetings are confirmed. Open ones are still pending. So you can kind of filter and sort how you want to see things, what makes life the easiest, so you can manage your team's schedule as effectively as possible. Inbound leads will be, again, the most important reason why you want to do this step before the show is because this is what flips the switch for that inbound lead funnel. Any kind of interaction with you or your colleagues or any of the company related profiles will convert a participant of the event into an inbound lead. You'll see why they became an inbound lead, which is nice to help break the ice. And you'll also have a couple kind of action items you can take. You do have lead notes and scores on all of your leads, which is a super helpful thing to kind of keep your work where you already are. And all of these do export post-show, so there's no need to kind of like do things in multiple places. If you need to pass something off to a colleague, you can tag them using the @ symbol, and that will kind of notify them that they have been tagged in a note. So if you think someone would be better suited to have that conversation, it's a very kind of seamless handoff process. Again, all of this does become part of that export, so there's no need to kind of juggle things across multiple platforms. Consider this kind of like your mini show CRM. You can also show interest, which is kind of that mutual handshake kind of action, or request a meeting if they are something that you want to talk to while you're at the show. If it's someone that's not of interest, not a good match, maybe not a qualified lead, you can also skip. We do recommend kind of taking the time to sort through this inbound lead funnel, because to export those particular people, they have to have a mutual interest. So either you've said, yes, I'm interested, or I've had a meeting. If our system thinks that you are skipping them, it's not going to let you export them. So it is super important that you take that time to kind of qualify and filter through those leads, either book that meeting, show the reciprocal interest, or if they are a no thanks, give them that skip, and that will also kind of move them out of your funnel. When it comes to contacts, what you'll have from here is all of those qualified leads. So again, that's going to be based on having accepted meetings and or saying, yes, I'm mutually interested. This is just kind of a way for you to be able to go back and review those contacts. You can add kind of different columns and filters and go through there, but nothing to kind of actively do on this page. From the team members section, what you'll be able to do is if you are person number 1 who was logged in and you get that bonus toggle screen, from here, you're considered a team admin. And the only difference, just to clarify, is that means that I, as an admin, can edit my colleague's personal profile. Otherwise, everyone can do and function and kind of manipulate the same things. So there's no need to kind of like panic if someone's an admin and you're not given all of the functionality for everyone. It's totally fine if you don't end up as an admin. If, as an admin, I want to make someone else, I can always go back and change them into an admin as well. So definitely can override that should you want to. I will point out for your company profile, your products, your show specials, your press releases, all of those will be managed directly in your exhibitor portal. There's no need to do things in 2 places. When you make those changes in the exhibitor portal, it will reflect directly in the event platform so that you're not kind of making sure that everything is the same in 2 places, doing double the work. So to make your life easy, do everything directly in the exhibitor portal. It'll get reflected here. And that way it's just kind of like a source of truth, make your life easy and have everything accurate based on what you've provided. You will have access to export, again, all of your meetings and connections. So those lead notes, the scores, anything to do with kind of the lead qualification process will be exported alongside all of that. So the more you're able to leverage those different features, the easier and kind of more robust that export is for you post-show. We do have Q&A turned on, so if you have any questions so far about this My Team functionality for you and your colleagues, I'm happy to go back and answer anything now. Otherwise, I will keep on going. But any questions so far about any of these inbound lead functions, booking meetings, the platform as a whole for you as an exhibitor? All right. Silence is golden sometimes. Again, you can always get support from us if you need it as you keep going. But yes, very straightforward. The really key takeaway, if you remember nothing else from this demo, is to log in as soon as you possibly can. Everything else you can kind of go back and make your way through as the show approaches. Super, super, super important, though, that you do log in as quickly and urgently as possible. That way, all of those inbound leads, people that are engaging with your content and your profile, you're able to act on those. The attendee list is available in the platform, but I don't believe we're doing a pre-list unless someone wants to veto me. I don't remember. We've got a question about a pre-list. It is available in this kind of platform, but the export will contain only those people you have directly engaged with. In terms of making new connections, if you are kind of unsure who to start connecting with, there's a couple ways to make your life easy. First and foremost, we have what we call recommended for you. This is going to take everything on your profile and everything on everyone else's profile and say, based on these things in common, this may be a good person for you to match with. AI recommendations, the more that you go through and kind of filter through those recommendations, the better the recommendations get. So again, even if it's to say no, thank you, it does help kind of make those recommendations improved. So you've got that option. So recommended for you will be the platform just saying kind of, these are people who we think you may want to meet based on what's on your profile and what's on their profile. Interested in you is the reciprocal. So someone has said, yes, I want to meet with Shelley. And now I can, again, go back and reciprocate that interest or say no, thank you. This is specific to you as an individual. Everything up here in that My Team section is for like the aggregate of all of you. Just so you know the difference there. All of this always rolls back up though. So anything you're doing as an individual at the show will also trickle back up to your team for that post-show export. So either place to do those kind of actions is totally fine. You do have that attendee list. You'll have some options to filter and sort and find the people that you're looking for. So if you know you're looking for someone with this type of job function or in this particular type of job experience or role, you can filter down by those kind of traits and features. And then the same thing from here, you'll always see these action buttons across the platform where you're able to request that meeting, bearing in mind that pending meeting limit. So a ton of ways for that kind of outreach, either let the platform do the work for you, or you're able to use kind of your browse, search, sort functionality to find people that way as well. You do also have the event agenda. If you want to add sessions to your schedule to kind of fill in the gaps, feel free. But a neat thing you can do is subscribe to your schedule. So if you don't want to have to look at the event app or platform to see what's going on when, it will create like a custom URL for you to be able to see everything going on, meetings, sessions, everything in between, directly on your personal calendar. So a nice way to be able to see everything all in one place, and it updates in real time. So again, one of those kind of pre-show things you can do to make your life easier on show days. I'm going to, again, stop here for a moment and see if there's any questions. Is swap license connected to the app? Those are two different systems and features. So these are all going to be based on people interacting with your profile and your kind of content and your team. The physical lead retrieval is going to be a different kind of database and export. These are exclusively based on people who you are interacting with through the event platform. A great question. All right, I will jump over the, oh yeah, good.
Sorry, and I just want to circle back on the first question that was proposed, which was the MGM Grand Online Exhibitor Service website wasn't working. So I provided an email address to the Exhibitor Services team at MGM Grand. I apologize first and foremost that you weren't able to get access. If you encounter further problems after reaching out to them at that email, please let us know and we can follow up as well.
Awesome, thank you. All right, we will jump into the mobile app, which will be, again, that kind of on-the-go version for you. Very important that you log in on the desktop pre-show, get those leads generated. But then while you're waiting in line at Starbucks, walking over to the show, you can do a lot of things from your phone in your pocket. So again, once you make that login on the desktop version, it's the same thing on the mobile app, same email, password, and then you'll be able to log in the same way. From here, there's a couple things you can do. The recommendations will allow you to, again, see those AI recommended networking suggestions that you're able to act on either by booking a meeting, showing interest, and kind of going from there. Same thing from before. You do also have that attendee list where you're able to filter down those profiles, find who you're looking for. It's much easier on the eyes to do all of those things on your desktop when you're kind of sitting in your office, but you have the capability to do it from your phone on the go. So it's all there, but definitely want to get ahead of the curve and not wait till the last second to start scheduling things. When it comes to how you're able to take those lead scores on the go, across the bottom, you'll have like a really nice static menu, so you can always kind of jump around. Chats will be where you're able to see everyone you're actively connected with. And from here, again, can request a meeting. Or what you've got is when you open someone's profile, you've got kind of why you're connected, their profile details, the lead details, same thing as the desktop version. You can tag your colleagues, you can rate them. All of these things, again, roll back up to your company and export post-show. So all of these things, if you're connecting with someone on the go, you search their name, you connect with them. From there, you're able to kind of continue the conversation and then keep all of that lovely, lovely history post-show as you go. Same thing from before with the schedule. If you want to find any sessions, if you've got downtime, you can always do the same thing. Filter, find, everything is there. You've also got that sync to calendar here if you forget to do it in advance. And it will give you that same kind of subscription link that you can add to your calendar. But last but not least, super important, enable notifications for the app. This will be kind of your lifeline for show updates, people accepting calendar invites, rescheduling calendar invites, a very kind of helpful way to stay up to date with changes as they're happening in real time. I do strongly encourage that just to keep you up to speed with everything. Between that and subscribing to your calendar, you will be in the know at all times, and it will be really, really easy to stay on top of all of the great activity happening at the show. If you're ever lost and don't know how to get back to where you were going, that more menu is kind of like your list of all your shortcuts. So feel free to open that up and kind of pop through there. Or you can always jump back into the home page and scroll through the shortcuts that are available there as well. So you've kind of got some beacons to get you back to where you need to go. But I will pause one more time just in case any questions before I pass it back over to Helen. All right. Thanks so much, everyone.
Well, thank you, Shelley. If anyone else has any questions, please feel free to use the question and answer feature of the webinar to post your questions so we can get them answered for you. Okay, looks like Jen has a question. Will the recording of this session be emailed to us? If so, could you let us know when to accept it? It will be actually posted on our website. Caitlin, do we have a ETA on when that might be? And will you send some sort of announcement to the attendees?
So the recording, once I get it, will be uploaded to our YouTube page, and a link will be shared on the exhibitor resources page on the website, which is included. Links to that page are included in our exhibitor newsletter that goes out bi-weekly.
Okay, great. And then the second question, let me see, is who is the optimal contact person email to clarify some questions on material handling and functioning? That would be Freeman directly, because Freeman does answer and handle all of those directly. So let me put that email on the chat box and the Q&A. Oops, wrong one. And that email address is exhibitorsupport@freeman.com. And I would assume some of the questions would be pertaining to the weight, the type of material, whether it's machinery versus just freight. Yeah, but if you have any specific questions, Freeman would be the best answer for it. Okay, we're coming up right at 30 minutes. If anybody else has, will the lead retrieval device be different from the app? It is. So the swap app, which is the lead retrieval, and that's a license to get the app on your phone, the swap, the lead retrieval app. If you actually want to rent a device, you can do that at the lead retrieval question at the registration, but that is different from the show app itself that Shelley had introduced. Do we need to download the swap app? Yes, you do. And that information is also on our read and retrieval as well as the exhibitor services manual. Okay. Any other questions? Feel free to put it in the Q&A chat box. Does it come with one app per user or one user? It is one device. So if you download the app on one device, that would be it. So Swap and Portal do not work together. Currently, no. That is a two separate program and two separate databases. How do we customize questions in the lead retrieval app? I'm not sure that you would have any customized questions in the lead retrieval. Lead retrieval is a simple method of just scanning the badges. I'm not sure there's any questions that you can customize in that format. But Sonia, if you have further questions, feel free to email them to Louise and we can follow up with you on that. Okay, I think no more questions and we're right on time. So we thank you for joining us today. And if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to us. And we look forward to seeing you in a few weeks at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Thank you, everyone.